there, it's Linda here. Thanks for joining me and Mudra Craft Stamps today. I'm playing with the gorgeous mandala stencil, as you can see, and I'm placing it right in the centre of my Canson watercolour cardstock and using my Versamark embossing ink pad, squishing it down into the stencil to get good thick coverage as much as I can, and being really careful around the edges, obviously, because you've got those curved edges there and a bit hard to get into that with the square edges of the ink pad, but I'm doing the best I can. And then covering it with the Nuvo Classic Gold embossing powder and checking my coverage, adding a little bit more wherever I see there's some gaps, and then tapping off any extra little bits and pieces. And then I funnel the excess back into my container and grab a little fine paintbrush and just brush off some of the excess bits of embossing powder. And I did leave some bits on there that I probably should have brushed off around the edges there of the stencil, but in the end, even though I know I probably should have got rid of them, they don't look too bad in the end result. So then it's a matter of heat embossing, getting all that gorgeous gold shine before I take to my piece with the stencil again. And this time it's just to do a few little spots, like you can see up at the top right there, where I can see I've missed with the Versamark ink pad. So this time I'm getting the Ranger embossing dauber. It has a sponge tip on the end, and I can just push that onto the stencil there, and it applies the embossing ink. It does give a thicker deposit of ink, and so that does come up a little bit differently when you heat emboss, but still worked out fine. So now moving on to adding some of that glorious Distress ink colour, and Lucky Clover is first. And I must say, blending these colours over the gold embossing was just so easy. You're not stressing about, streaks and marks and splotches. It just went on so smoothly. It was fabulous, and it was quick and very easy. So as you can see, I'm listing all the colours there that I've used, and just getting the blueprint sketch, into 3 different colours in 3 different places in the end, and I liked the way that looked on the background, and adding the other colours randomly around to get an overall nice blue-green background. And once all the ink blending is done, it's then time for some splatters. So just using my distress sprayer, spraying with water, letting it sit for a few seconds and then blotting it up with a tissue just to get that interesting effect. Now I've grabbed out the fabulous Painted Alphas stamp set and I'm going to stamp out the sentiment hello. So I'm just grabbing the letters that I'll need and I'm going to place them at an angle up there at the top of the card, and I'm going to cut out a piece of the embossed background and I'm going to stamp the alphabet letters straight onto my card base underneath. So I'm just working out here what area I need to cut away and I'm ruling a line so I can cut accurately along that, and here you see the pieces that I have left, just lining them up in my MISTI here on my white card base, and you can see there's the two pieces I will stick down soon, and there's the bit that I cut away. So I've had a little practice with my alphabet letters. I've tried out the colours to see if I like them. Twisted Citron and Blueprint Sketch. Oh, my tongue gets stuck on that one. And I'm combining the two of them on each letter. And because they're distress inks, you do need to stamp over the letters again a few times to get good coverage. So of course I need the letter L used again to fill the little gap there. So I'm just making sure it's nice and clean before I place it down on my card base and get the positioning correct, and then pick it up with the lid of the MISTI and ink it up again and stamp it a few times. To match with my gorgeous gold embossing, I decided that I'd use some thin strips of gold foil card. So I'm just adhering my background pieces to the strips of gold foil card and making sure that they look all right there, and then just trimming off the excess before I add some craft foam to the back of each piece. I just love to use that for dimension. I just think it adds so much to your card. And then I can adhere those pieces down. And the finishing touch is a sprinkling of some of the gorgeous gold sequins from Mudra. I'm loving these sequins. There are so many different sizes in each pack, and to me that is just fabulous. And here you can see a nice close-up of all the gorgeous shine.